Yes, I'm back again after I got the previous video uploaded and all the links and everything. This came in and I want to thank everybody for sending me the link, and thanks to Ron Pomo on Twitter. Pomo is physically out, mentally out. Some JWs got arrested in Spain. Boy, Jehovah's Witnesses have been busy committing crimes. The thing is they claim to be Jehovah's clean people, morally upright and good, and Jesus and Jehovah chose them instead of all of the world. I gotta ask, how are they any different than anybody else? They have no moral compass. Look at their systemic CSA problem, right? Anyway, I want to thank Ron, and you need to subscribe to the paper to actually see the whole article. So I'm going to put Ron's post below because he has screenshots from the article that is translated into English, since it was originally Spanish. And there are few words, like when they say old man, they actually mean elders. From El Confidencial. Justice knocks down the claims of the state for the pyramid scam of a pastor of Jehovah, elder. The deception amounted to 39 million euros and affected more than 1,300 people throughout Spain, hundreds of them parishioners of one of the main convicts, Jehovah's Witnesses. And this article is dated May 24, 2024, and like I said, I'll put the link down below. The National Court has rejected that the state has to pay an indemnity of between 8.7 to 26.3 million euros to about 20 victims of a pyramid scam that affected more than 1,300 people throughout Spain, hundreds of them belonging to Jehovah's Witnesses. See, and this is the thing. This is where there's an epic failure. Obey your elders. Do you trust the faithful slave? Obey, even if it doesn't seem logical from a human standpoint or not.
Now I'm going to quote the article. This is what it stated. This is quote. At that time, life-saving direction that we received from Jehovah's organization may not appear practical from a human standpoint. All of us must be ready to obey any instructions we may receive, whether these appear sound from a strategic or human standpoint or not. Now is the time for any who may be putting their trust in secular education, material things, or human institutions to adjust their thinking.
You can trust the elders. Well, your elders are committing crimes. These aren't sins, these are crimes. And I'm glad to see them getting caught and arrested. Hundreds of them belong to Jehovah's Witnesses. It's 4 officials, including one of the considered spiritual pastors of the congregation, aka elders, were sentenced up to 3.5 years in prison, but some of those affected, again, resorted to the courts to try to settle accounts with the administration. According to them, their patrimonial responsibility was justified by judicial errors. The scam occurred between 1998 and 2002 through 2 companies, Rural New Life, in which they offered loan contracts with alleged returns of between 10 and 13%. And Mucha Mas Vida, in which they tried to take them a step further so that they could acquire shares. In this way, they became mutualists and guaranteed them health care that excluded blood transfusions, as ordered by the congregation. They achieved in this way, and thanks to the blind faith of the subscribers, see, blind faith, obey your elders, even if it doesn't seem logical from a human standpoint or not. Governing body says, do you trust the faithful slave? No, I don't trust any of these governing body or elders as far as I could throw them. At the beginning of 2001, between the 2 entities already had almost 3,000 participants, says the 2 main convicts were one of the founders of Rural New Life and former president of Mucha Mas Vida, Juan Andres Torresillas, and the delegate of both entities in Catalonia, Diego Luna. The latter took advantage of his position of old man, aka elder, to convince personally hundreds of parishioners, promising them that the patrimony was guaranteed, with the properties that both companies had scattered throughout Spain. As Jehovah's Witnesses explain on their own website, the elders are in charge of pastoring the congregation of God. Oh, good shepherds! Their moral compass is broken. They claim the state. That's the subheading. The court sentenced Torresillas and Luna to 3.5 years in prison, as well as to jointly compensate those affected in the Insurance Compensation Consortium for the amount scammed, which amounted to 39 million euros. By then, the same consortium had already reached an agreement with 1,312 insured of Mutua Mas Vida and disbursed 11 million euros to compensate them, but refused to assume the corresponding credits of Rural New Life. And so anyway, thanks, Ron. Appreciate it very much. It just never ends. It never ends. See, and that is what our biggest complaint has been, and why we keep speaking out against Watchtower. How are you any better than anybody else? You're actually worse, because you claim to be God's chosen people and that the entire world is sentenced to death by Jehovah, and he's going to kill them at Armageddon, but you're going to make it through into that paradise, and that you have a spiritual paradise now. If this is a foregleam of what your paradise is like, I don't want to be around you people. Good Lord. Yeah. And then, let's not forget the systemic CSA problem, right? All right. Kids are on their way, so I will run for now, but you all take care. Bye.